Hi there guys, I hope you have had a good day. So Mike Tyson has explained that he is the greatest fighter since the conception of God, and Roy Jones countered that by saying that his speed can take him all of the places that he needs to go. His speed is unrivaled, especially in a fight with Mike Tyson. Now, obviously both fighters are going to be confident. They both have the egos that will take them to the place where they don't believe that they can lose, especially to the opponent that is across from them. They want to win. They want to make this go down in history as, this fight was supposed to happen back in the day. It could have happened back when Roy Jones jumped up to heavyweight, but it didn't. It is happening now instead. Yeah, things are different, but it is still the same two fighters in there. Same age, same point in their career, but Mike Tyson is considered the devastating knockout puncher of this fight. You have to remember that Roy Jones Jr., yes he's lighter, yes he's smaller, maybe a little bit taller than Mike Tyson interestingly enough, but size and weight maybe a bit smaller, but he has the higher knockout ratio compared to Mike Tyson. That is very interesting, that is an interesting stat. Now I know that Mike Tyson is definitely the bigger puncher out of the two, but what that stat represents is that Roy Jones can hurt Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson isn't going to want to get into a boxing match with Roy Jones because Roy Jones will probably beat him that way, so it's not going to be a boxing match. He's going to have to make a fight of it, but by making a fight of it, yes, boxing goes out of the window, but he's also making a fight of it with a fighter who can hurt him also. That is what is so interesting about this fight, because it's not just a pure boxer versus a pure puncher. No, it's nothing like that. The boxer can punch, and the puncher can box. That is what is interesting about this matchup, because Mike Tyson has a very well schooled style. He doesn't just come forward, walk forward and land large and heavy punches. It's not just about that with Mike Tyson. If it was, he would not have got to the places he has gone to. So it's not just about that. As I said, the boxer can punch, the puncher can box. Mike Tyson doesn't just walk forward and land heavy blows. He comes forward with good footwork and fast feet. His feet are always in the boxing stance. He doesn't surrender his positioning by going forward and running forward like he does. Yes, he comes forward fast, but he doesn't compromise those things when he does so. Roy Jones is incredible with his footwork. He can land a punch at any given time in the ring. And that is down to his positioning, his fast footwork also. He is able to go from defense, from taking a punch to landing a punch in a split second. Yes, that was him in his prime, but now, obviously he's not going to have that same kind of ability, but he's in there with Mike Tyson, who's a similar age and been through not the same but similar experiences. So neither fighter are the same as they were before, but it kind of matches up quite well. Of course, if Roy Jones was fighting someone who was a lot younger than him, then those differences would show, but in there with Mike Tyson it won't show so much because they are both at the same stages. So all of their abilities, the things they do well, the things that they've done brilliantly during their careers, will be on display in this fight. Yes, there will be shades of that, but ultimately it will look similar because they are both in there with the same level of opponent at the same stage of life and career as well. So that is what makes this fight such an evenly matched fight, and with Mike Tyson saying that he's the greatest fighter since the conception of God, yes, of course he's going to believe that. Look at his knockout reel. You're going to have to believe that with Mike Tyson. He is incredible. The power, the speed, the movement, all of that. You have to think there is never going to be another Mike Tyson, and realistically there wasn't before. He's that kind of legend, but the same thing applies for Roy Jones. There's never been a fighter who can move like he can, before or after. A prime Roy Jones, in my opinion, is the best fighter to ever lace up gloves. I don't believe anyone beats a prime Roy Jones. Not in that light heavyweight division, not in the cruiserweight division, not in the super middleweight division. Because he's too fast, he moves too well, his positioning is incredible, his IQ, unbelievable. He goes in there landing lead left hooks, he's off to the side, he's off this way, that way. He's in a defensive mode, then he's in an attack mode. It's just incredible what he was able to do. There is no explanation for how he was able to do it, but Roy Jones had those abilities. They are still there. No, he cannot do it in the same way he did before, but then again, neither can Mike Tyson. So this is an even fight. And when you consider what they were able to do, and what they are still able to do, then we still get to see two legends go at it on November 28th. That is what is important. These two fighters stepping into the ring and putting it all on the line one last time for fighting one another. A fight that could have happened 20 years ago, but that doesn't matter because it's happening now. All good things come to those who wait. November 28th, Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.